So on my adventures mining underneath our house, I found this spider dungeon, spider spawner. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make it into a more efficient spider killing grinder doodad. So you see this is the size of it. The first thing you need to do is mine out around them 4 blocks on each side, because they can spawn, they can cause creatures to spawn in a 9x9 area. So I've gone out 4 additional blocks from the spawner in each direction for a 9x9 room. I also went up 4 blocks. I actually should have gone up 3 blocks. I find out later I need to actually lower the roof by 1, but it's not a big deal. Then mine out 4 blocks beneath the spawner. And this is just going to give us maximum efficiency. Well, you could build it in a room as is. You just wouldn't get quite as many spawns. And it also would make some of the water streaming that we use later to gather them more difficult. But you see here, so we have a 9x9 room, 9x9x9 room essentially. I'm going to go to one side. This is not my design, by the way. This is a design I got from another YouTuber that he has a wonderful video on it, and I'll put that in the comments. But you go to one of the walls. I chose one that's closer to our house just because I'm going to build a path to it. But you go down 1 block, 1x3 on that edge of the spawner area that you've already mined out, and then you go back 4 more blocks into the wall. I'm sorry, 5 more blocks into the wall. All right, and you take those out in 3x3. So 3x3 by 5 back into the wall. Then I'm going to put down some fence gates, and we are eventually going to have a water stream that pushes all the spiders out of this area over to here, and then we'll have a water column with soul sand at the bottom, which creates an upward bubble column that will push the spiders up to where we want to stand to kill them. And by flushing them out of this 9x9 area, you allow more to spawn in there. Once they're out of this 9x9 area, the spawner does not count them in its mob cap, and it will spawn new ones. So this makes for more spawns faster if you do it this way. And then the bubble column really just makes for more convenience and safety. It's going to push the spiders up into a spot where they can't reach us, but we can reach them. All right, so I do want to be able to turn this on and off. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to make redstone lamps, which is just redstone plus glowstone that we got from the nether, if you recall. So you take the glowstone, you surround it like this with 4 pieces of redstone dust, and that makes lamps. And what redstone lamps do is allow you to turn lights on and off. You can turn them on and off by sending a redstone signal to them. So we're going to create a roof in our spider spawner that is made with lamps on it, and when we don't want spiders to spawn, we'll turn it on. They still only spawn at light levels of 7 and below. So when we turn it on, the light level will be higher than 7, and things will stop spawning. And that just allows you to get in the room to do anything if you need to, or just to cut down on the mob cap around when you're not using your spider spawner. Alright, so I'm going to make some redstone torches. I need 1 repeater. So I'm going to make a few redstone torches so I can make a repeater. And then we're also going to use some redstone torches to make a on-off switch for our redstone lamps. And the way that works, I don't know if I've talked about that. I don't think so. If you have a redstone lamp powering another redstone lamp, the first, or not a redstone lamp, I'm sorry, a redstone torch, you see here they will turn off the one above. So what I did there was put a redstone torch at the bottom, over top of it I put a block. And that torch powers that block, and when you put another redstone torch on top of that block, the second torch is unpowered because the first one shuts it off. And so by staggering them, one after another, you can create an upward redstone signal. And basically, when we turn off the redstone torch at the bottom, it'll turn on the one above it and turn off the one above that, and so forth until it gets up to this level. And then what I'm going to do here, you'll see, is mine out one 9x9 by about 2 block high area above our spawner. So there's our spawner 9x9 room. The level above that, I'm going to mine out all the way around and put redstone lamps in the roof. Okay, and that will be our light source when we want to turn this off. So I'm going to speed through this real quick. You don't need to see me mining the whole thing out, but I'm basically going to just go one level above the floor. So I'm leaving a single block stone floor below me, which is the ceiling over the spawner. Alright, mine this out. Getting some ore while I'm doing it, which is always great. Okay, so around the edges, at that angle, 1 block in, really 2 blocks in on the angle from each corner, I'm going to put a redstone lamp. Actually 2 redstone lamps. I'm going to have one lower and one above it. And then right in the center, I'm going to put a redstone lamp, and I'm going to connect all of those with a redstone powder that runs back to those torches. And the torches will allow us to turn these on and off. So right now these lamps are all off, they're all unpowered. On there, in each of the corners, go in the center, and right over the spawner, what I want to do is go down. I'm going to put just a stone block or something, a conductive block, but not a redstone block, right above the spawner, and then above that I'm going to put 2 redstone lamps. Alright, so there's a non-conductive block. Put 2 redstone lamps above that. I don't know if you noticed there in that segue, I actually had to lower the roof by 1 because I realized at that point that I had put it too high. So now I'm connecting them all. And there wasn't any particular harm in it being too high, except it lowered the light level right at the floor. So in order to make sure I'm completely immobilizing this, I needed to bring the roof down a little bit more. Alright, so there you see all those lamps, or I'm sorry, not all the lamps were lit. Most of the lamps were lit. The 2 back were not, and that's because the signal was traveling more than 15 blocks. A redstone signal from your redstone power source only travels 15 blocks, and so if it gets longer than that, you need to add a repeater. And what a repeater does is bump the power back up to the maximum level, back up to 15. So I'm going to put that there, and now you see all those lights come on. Alright, so now we're going to go back down, add a switch so we can turn this on and off. I do want to show you real quick down here, because I think I did it sort of off camera. So you see I added the oh, this is me looking at the, yeah, I had the roof too high, so that's what I was checking out. So I mined out this little V in the center, and what I did was go take out the whole first line of the floor where it goes into this area, and then I left 1 more block in each corner as I went in until I created a V. And what that's going to do is give us a nice water flow that sweeps everything in the room right to that point. Okay, so this is our switch. I'm going to add a switch, make a redstone switch there, and when I turn that switch on and off, it's going to turn the lights on and off that above the room. Okay, put that there, and the fence gates are allowing us to put water up here without it flowing down. We want everything to flow towards us so that it sweeps the spiders to us. And so the fence gates actually will block water. And so we're going to create, in the very back here, I'm going to put soul sand, which will create an upward bubble column, but I don't want the water flowing from it back into the room, and so the fence gates block that water. And then at the very top level, I'm going to put some water stream sweeping the spiders from the back of this raised area toward us. All right, so I'm putting in those, putting in the trap doors. When the spiders are swept up, they'll be right there where we can slash them, but they won't be able to reach us because those trap doors are actually taking up the space at the very top and the very bottom of those blocks that they're on, and so it prevents the spiders from getting through. All right, they need at least a 1 block high by 2 block across spot to get to us. All right, across the very front of this, I want to put my hoppers and my, okay, so now you see here the torches are out. I put a water block, I put a water source block in each corner of the back corner of the room, and not right at the floor level, but 1 block up from there. So you see I take that one out. I'm actually going up 1 block in the corner, putting the bucket there, and it sweeps everything in the room right up to the base of those fence gates. And then behind the fence gates I have, and the torches are out of this room now, so you see that that light is keeping everything from spawning. So the water sweeps them right up to that fence gate, and then just behind the fence gates I have 3 blocks of soul sand underneath water source blocks, and they have to be water source blocks or they don't create a bubble column. If you just put 1 bucket at the top, it wouldn't work. So each level has to be source blocks of water. Okay, but what happens is spiders get swept down here. Spiders are actually 2 blocks wide, so they'll get pushed. If they don't initially go by, they'll get pushed by their fellow spiders across that 1 block gap and into the bubble column. And when they do, they'll get
Wait, what?
When they do, they'll get swept up in front of us to be killed. Okay? And that is basically our spider spawner done. You see the hoppers are there. We'll close these trap doors, and when the spiders get pushed up, they'll appear in front of us. We kill them, and their drops fall in the hoppers and go into the chest. And fence gate across here, and the trap doors, and then you see across the top there's fence rails, fences there. That will keep the spiders from reaching us. And so you see, I turned it on. They start being gathered up here. We just slash them. If you get right up against the fence, they can actually get you a little bit sometimes. You see there, I got hit slightly. It's not a big deal. Here's a few scenes I have of some really cool looking stuff. Some spiders that actually had invisibility effects when they got to the top. But that's the spawner. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying these a lot, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.